Um, hey, Matt.
Hey, what's up? Oh, hey! Welcome, everybody. It's another new episode of The Price is Right.
Whoa.
Yes, it is indeed. It's The Price is Right. And today's item up for bid is none other than the Los Angeles Clippers basketball franchise. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Landry, come on down! And the mysterious producer guy.
Yeah, the new guy we just hired after last week's couch burning episode.
Yes, indeed. But, yes, the Los Angeles Clippers are up for bid. Ryan, what is your bidding price? Remember, cannot go over the suggested retail price.
I'm going to have to go with about $725 million.
$725 million. What does our producer say? Producer going with $1. Oh. And the item up for bid is a cool $1 billion. Ryan Landry is the new owner of the Los Angeles Clippers. And he is not a racist.
No, I am not. But I will tell you the first thing I'm doing, sending Chris Paul back to New Orleans.
I can live with that.
All right.
Welcome, everybody. This is episode 36 of the Matt Ryan Show. And come on, that was too easy not to take a jab at today. But that is what it is. This is episode 36, and we're going to kick it right off, Ryan. It's, actually, we kind of have been doing since the spring, since football's not in season,
Yep.
with LSU baseball.
Can't say I'm disappointed with this weekend's performance, taking 2 or 3 from Tennessee, winning the Friday matchup and the Sunday matchup. The one thing I will say I'm disappointed about is the Saturday game. Not the fact that we lost, but why.
Right.
Ibarra was responsible for 2 errors. There was talk that there was 3. He only got 2 recorded errors. And you know, what's going on? You know, our fielding percentage last season was top 3 in the nation, if I'm not mistaken.
Charts.
And we were one of the best teams in the nation in the field, and I think we probably had like 6 or 7 errors on the weekend.
Yeah, I think we had, I want to say it was at least 3 on Friday, maybe 4.
I got lucky to win that game.
We were lucky to win that game Friday. Nola didn't have his best stuff, but there's enough to get the series win. That's the important thing.
Absolutely.
LSU could have used a sweep, but they didn't really lose much ground. You know, at least winning the series, they remained at number 7. We average out all the polls.
But it did help us in the SEC West because, if I'm not mistaken, Alabama lost the series against South Carolina.
Alabama lost 2 out of 3. So Alabama LSU going into this weekend is a half a game behind Alabama, and the huge SEC series this weekend is Alabama and Florida, the 2 top teams currently in the SEC. If you're an LSU fan, you want Alabama to win 2 out of 3, and you want
What?
Because Florida's a game, and if you're thinking winning the whole SEC.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Any chance of catching Florida, you need that to happen. Unless, of course, LSU and Alabama both just sweep, and then LSU takes care of business the next weekend against Alabama.
Against Alabama.
But that series will be in Tuscaloosa. LSU will be at Bluebell Field. Not kidding. Bluebell actually sponsors A&M State, which I expected. It's Trolley Station.
It's way in the middle of nowhere.
They have yell leaders. But A&M is one of the
teams to beat up on this year.
Beat up on in the SEC, I guess is the way to put it. They're not as good as Tennessee.
But let's not take it away. If I'm not mistaken, they went into Vanderbilt and won a series at Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt's been sliding a lot this year.
They caught Vanderbilt at the right time, but Vanderbilt is starting to heat back up again. They're ranked again and right back in that SEC East race. I mean, it's just a cluster of teams. The top 7 in the SEC are I think all within 4 games of the SEC league.
Wow. You know, and rehashing what happened this weekend with the LSU-Tennessee series, Friday night, they jumped all over Nola. They knew that Nola was going to fill up the strike zone. They knew he was going to pitch strikes because that's what Nola does. He pitches strikes. He puts it all over the strike zone, and they jumped on him. And they put up 2 runs in the first, and it made us kind of freak out. But, you know, it was a good fought battle between the Tigers and the Volunteers. Broussard gets the W in the 9th with Mark Laird's walk-off, which is, if I'm not mistaken, his second.
And the second in about 2 weeks.
The only 2 for LSU this season. Mark Laird has the only 2.
From what I remember, yes.
Because he had the first one when it was against Arkansas, which was the first one for LSU this season. and then the second one by him on Friday night against the Volunteers, and then on Sunday we got a good outing from Johnny Holstaff, you know, and was it a 5-run 8th inning? Really ripped the lid off the game.
That's what it was. In fact, Tennessee had tied it back up at 4
after pulling Poche.
Well, no, Poche.
No, Saturday.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Because what's his name? Cartwright.
Yes.
Got shelled. Well, he didn't really get shelled. He gave 1 run, but he only threw, I think, 2 innings.
That's it.
And like I said, they went with Johnny Holstaff. And then Tennessee had tied it up in the 8th, but LSU had got 5 in the bottom of the 8th and essentially shut the door on it to get the series win, which, kept them in the race.
They gave us a 1-game.
We did get a game on Alabama.
Yeah, game to game. That's what I was trying to put together. Game to game on Alabama, the SEC West. Florida's at the top of the SEC East.
Florida's now 2.5 up because they swept a very bad Missouri team.
Yeah.
LSU, unfortunately, didn't draw this year. But we do have Auburn still after Alabama, who's not that great as well. But the other thing is, LSU draws those teams. They need to win those games because we really need road wins.
Yes. Our RPI is really good right now, but with those road series wins would really, really help us down the stretch.
Right. A road win counts more than a home win does, and especially against a lesser opponent. It's going to hurt.
It would hurt more to lose that. Yeah, absolutely.
And LSU, they have to take care of their own business right now. They're in a midweek game, actually, currently losing to a very bad Alcorn State.
Well, I want to step back and say Alcorn State. I saw something on LSU Baseball's Facebook this evening, right before we went live, and Alcorn State beat up on Southeastern Louisiana. And Southeastern's not terrible.
Southeastern's a fringe tournament team.
Right, and last week
they're playing ULL currently.
They beat up on Southeastern Louisiana, so maybe they're a little underrated. Maybe they're a decent team, but the problem at hand is we're in the box against a smaller school like Alcorn State, and Maneri started all backups except for Bregman.
Right.
All backups.
Also, Parker Buck started those 2 shutout innings, and we pulled.
Sometimes I really question Maneri's tactics.
He's
got a couple rings, fantastic, but just like we like to question Les Miles, like sometimes logic just doesn't add up. Why would you pull Parker Buck after 2 shutout innings? You're not going to throw him as a weekend starter.
No,
you're not. I guess that's why we do the show and he makes the big bucks.
Right. It'll be interesting to see if the Tigers can come back and pull that one off, because that would be a huge blow to LSU's RPI. Almost essentially eliminating them from hosting as a national season unless they just wreck ship and go 9-0 in the SEC.
Which is possible. Not very. We have the potential to sweep A&M on the road. We do. Sweeping Alabama on the road is going to be really difficult because Alabama's put together a really good ball club this year, as shown by their record, and still holding consistently on the top of the SEC West. And then Auburn the following week. It shouldn't be much.
But they'll be looking to play roles.
But then again, LSU, we've been saying should all season, and we beat up on them, and then the number 6 team in the nation, number 17 in the nation right now.
And also another team LSU has to look out for. Actually, may have the advantage out of all the people schedule-wise is Ole Miss.
True.
They have the most favorable schedule out of anybody going down the stretch, and they are right up there with LSU, half a game behind Alabama. In the West as well. I mean, that's how tight the Western race is. LSU did beat Ole Miss 2 out of 3, which gives them the tiebreaker, but also LSU has that tie, which may end up coming to haunt LSU or helping LSU. We don't know.
When's the last time we had a tie in baseball?
LSU had one, but it was a while back. I think it was
about to say
at least 10 years.
Oh wait,
it's been a while.
It's been that long. But as we always say, this weekend series, first we got to take care of business tonight.
Right.
And come back from this 5-1 deficit where we're down on Alcorn State, and then take care of business on the road this weekend at A&M, which shouldn't be a problem. I'm sure you'll see Nola on Friday night on the mound.
Right.
And if Nola's on point, then you can. We've said it all season. You can almost put it in the books that it'll be a W. But we'll see how the weekend unfolds.
Absolutely, and I'm curious to see if Poche can get another solid start
hopefully
for the Tigers as well. But also to rehash how bad a loss to Alcorn State would be. 1, they're 8-36. 2, LSU Eunice beat Alcorn State pretty handily this year. Yes, the community junior college. Yes, LSU Eunice is basically a JUCO powerhouse. I mean, Ray Grimes came from there. A couple of the other guys played LSU, but yeah, let that one sink in.
It's still sinking in.
LSU Eunice not only beat it pretty handily. I believe it was 7-3. I mean, it wasn't even close. Like I said, 6 innings, still baseball left.
Have faith. Have faith. The Tigers will take care of business.
But
moving along,
some more positive news. The NFL schedule finally came out. Finally came out yesterday. Hey, next week will be our NFL draft show because it will be draft week finally as well. Well, Ryan and I got a lot of homework.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Other than maybe LSU and some Alabama players. But one thing I want to talk about this week is one of the cool things I always do has always been the road trip.
Yes.
And the Saints have some pretty interesting definitely home games. Saints have one of their best home schedules ever this year. Season ticket holders are definitely going to get their money's worth this year. And then the Saints have a few interesting road trips this year that I think fans enjoy. The Cowboys game is always an enjoyable one. It's in late September. Pittsburgh, a place we haven't been to in 8 years. That's the Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Historic Heinz Field.
Heinz Field, be a little chilly there. And then, of course, the Bears. December 15th. That'll be another chilly game.
Of course, we go to Soldier Field in December. Of course.
And then, of course,
thanks, Goodell.
And then I think the worst part of the Saints schedule has to be they host the Packers on that Sunday night game in the Dome. Quick turnaround, have the Thursday night game at the Panthers. That'll be a tough stretch for the Saints.
Well, you know.
And then right after that, they play 49ers.
Not to take anything away from the Panthers, but it's obvious
they did lose a lot.
They lost a lot this season. You know, in their off-season grade would probably be teetering on the brink of failure. You know, everybody in the NFC South has made a couple of moves. The Saints have made some really good moves with Jarius Byrd, just to name one.
Right.
But the Panthers lose Steve Smith. The Panthers keep Cam Newton. You know, it doesn't. I'm not in jest. Of course, they're going to keep him. He's a franchise quarterback. But you know, you let your number one receiver and franchise receiver for I don't know the better part of the past decade.
Oh God, yes.
If not longer, it feels like 13 years at least.
Was he still the last original Carolina Panther?
I think so.
Or close to it.
I think so.
He was on their first year.
You know, you lose a huge leader in letting Steve Smith go, and you're thinking to recharge and go younger, but I just don't see aside from Luke Kuechly, who was linebacker of the year, who led the team and led the nation in tackles.
He's a beast. They also signed Roman Harper.
And they signed Roman Harper, so Drew Brees and the Saints.
If I'm Sean Payton, I'm looking where he's at every
single play. If I'm not, for some reason, and I'm
no offense, Roman Harper, by the way.
No.
But
sorry, you went to Alabama.
But we know
you're terrible in coverage. You're terrible in coverage.
And he's only going to be slower. He's another year over.
Exactly. For some reason, I feel like they signed Captain Munnerlyn. I feel like I'm wrong about that, but for some reason
I have to look that one up.
Yeah, we'll look that one up and get back to it next week on that one. But you know, if they did, that adds one solid cornerback to kind of make up for what Roman Harper can't do.
Yeah, I mean the Panthers defense is still going to be their strength.
Yeah, of course.
And then they also lost, I believe, it was D'Angelo Williams.
Yes.
So I
knew it was one of the.
They don't have one of the 1-2 punch that they used to have with him and Jonathan Stewart. I could see them going draft maybe.
Could be.
Maybe
a lot of talent.
Jeremy Hill type of guy or something. Who knows?
A lot of talent coming out in the draft this year. What road game should we go to, Matt?
How do you endorse the Cowboys right now?
Short trip. No need to fly halfway across the nation.
Or even if you want to fly.
Or even fly.
Easy direct flight, inexpensive direct flight. It's easily drivable as well.
Yep.
We know a few people that live there, so I would save some costs.
Hell yeah.
If you're looking for an economic trip, now tickets are the expensive part. But if he knows about it, then it really does.
True. And parking.
Yeah, so, and Gerald World parking.
Isn't it like $100 to park for a game?
Close to it, yeah. I know you can park by the Rangers Stadium, which you can walk to the stadium from there for about $30. That's about as cheap as you're going to get.
Or I thought there was a shuttle or something that could take you to.
I think there's a shuttle. Some of the bars will do a shuttle where you pay $20 to park at the bar, but they may give you like a free drink or something like that, and then you get a shuttle.
That's not bad.
So that's not a terrible deal either.
That's not bad at all.
Many options. It's the same situation that I think they do for the Cowboys Classic. And they have the college football game. But speaking of scheduling, I've been kind of wanting to go off all week about this.
Let her rip.
So the SEC decided to keep the 8-game 6-1-1 format with permanent opponents, and of course,
hold on. For those of you guys who don't know, the 6-1-1 means we play, of course, the 6 other people in our division, one permanent cross-division rival,
which for LSU and Florida,
which I'm okay with, and then one rotating cross-division opponent, who we have seen in Georgia, we've seen Tennessee,
South Carolina,
Kentucky, et cetera, et cetera. Continue, sorry.
But it, for years, has been a scheduling disadvantage for go figure, the 4 teams that it really has hurt, including one of the newer ones, are the only 4 teams that voted against it. It was a 10-4 vote. That being LSU, Florida, South Carolina, and Texas A&M. And go figure, that's the 4 teams that got to play each other every year now. But I think of the top 2 teams, it definitely hurts LSU and Florida the most.
Absolutely.
Every year, we'll get to LSU. Just think from a Florida perspective, and Florida's been a school I've not liked, so it's kind of ironic. It's kind of ironic that I'm defending them here, but they actually do have a really good point. Every single year, these 4 games are on Florida's schedule: Georgia, South Carolina, LSU, and Florida State. Every single year.
Now, see, LSU has an advantage in that sense because we don't have an in-state opposite division or opposite conference rival.
Right.
We don't. We have Tulane. We have ULL.
Back in the day, it used to be Tulane when Tulane was
when
a
Tulane,
lot better.
That's one of the days of Sean King.
Right. Well, I'm talking about
even way back
when Tulane was in SEC.
We don't have. You got South Carolina and Clemson.
It's basically.
You got Georgia and Georgia Tech.
Right.
You've got Florida and Florida State. You've got Texas A&M, who's gonna play UT. I'm sure they play UT. So all of these, I don't know when
I'm sure they'll renew that. Monday,
but all of these big schools have all these in-state rivalries. So you're just adding insult to injury by making teams like Florida have to play us.
Right, and that's part of the new rule as well. Is they're making, I guess this is the consolation prize. They're making all SEC schools play a big-time opponent either at the beginning or the end of the year, which LSU's been doing already. It means Alabama's finally going to start now. They have done the last couple of years.
They beat the tar off of Michigan.
An overrated Michigan
team. But nonetheless, they took a team from the Big Ten and dragged them through the mud for 4 quarters.
And I'm interested to see how they do against West Virginia this year. West Virginia was not good, but they're supposed to be better. And it's an Alabama team that, like you mentioned, that spread offense against them. And it's in the Georgia Dome on that fast surface.
So it's a neutral site.
It'll be a pro Alabama crowd, but it is a neutral site.
You're not. It's not like Wisconsin and LSU playing in Houston.
Correct.
Where that's an LSU game.
Yeah.
It's relatively the same distance from Atlanta to Williamsburg.
It's
Murfreesboro, somewhere.
Oh, you're talking about
West Virginia.
Oh, Morgantown. It's a longer trip for Morgantown,
but not extremely.
It'll be 2-1 Alabama.
Yeah.
Basically like a bowl game. And then they play Wisconsin next year in the Cowboys Classic. So they'll get a good look at what LSU will be playing in their opener 2 out of the next 3 years.
Yeah.
When they open up against Whiskey this year. But
they sweeten the pot because they're making the SEC schedule out of conference stronger. LSU played
Oregon
last year.
TCU
last year, who had one of the top 10 defenses the season preceding that. Mm-hmm. Then we opened against Oregon. And Oregon was a national championship team the year before that.
And they won the Pac-12.
And they won the Pac-12. So, you've got the SEC powerhouse schools set up now that we have the new playoff system to go into the football Final Four with a stronger strength of schedule than a lot of these other conferences have. You've got the Big Ten who's got 2 or 3 powerhouse schools, and that's it.
Right.
That's it. You've got Michigan, you got Michigan State sometimes, Ohio State, and that's pretty much it. In the SEC, you've got Auburn, you've got LSU, you've got Alabama, you've got Florida, you got South Carolina not to count out, you got A&M not to count out, and that's only half of the SEC.
Right.
So at any given point, one of these 7 teams with their strength of schedule could make it to the football Final Four. Now the downfall, the SEC destroys each other every year to try and make it who's the top dog.
Right.
So now when you set up these cross conference rivalries like LSU, Florida, but Alabama gets Tennessee
every year.
Every year.
Who is a long way from getting better.
A long way. When's the last time Tennessee mattered? Peyton Manning.
07.
07?
They made the SEC title game. We beat them, though.
That's true.
And then they got rid of Krispy Kreme Phil, and they haven't done anything since. Well, let's see. You had Lane Kiffin get him on probation, and Derek Dooley,
who is now in Alabama.
Yeah, that's right, Kiffin. That's right.
Mind you.
And then Dooley, who was challenging Bruce Pearl for ugliest yellow pants ever.
And a mama who doesn't like anybody talking about her little baby boy.
This is true.
For those of y'all who don't know, go look up Derek Dooley's mom on the radio. It's hysterical. Don't y'all talk about my son. Yeah, so they tried to play it to where it would be as fair as physically possible.
Right.
Across the board.
And speaking of schedule, I hate to use the phrase, is LSU scared? But I saw we dropped our series with North Carolina State today. In a season that, are we really afraid, other than our SEC schedule, to play Syracuse and NC State both at home in the same year?
Did we drop it, or did
we dropped it? We had to pay them $100,000.
Now let's see who they fill that spot with. If they fill it with Alcorn State, I'll be pissed. If they fill it with Clemson, different ball game.
That's it.
Different
and another thing I'm thinking down the line is the 2020 game was a road game, and also in 2020 it's rumored that LSU and Penn State are going to play in the Chicken Bowl Classic in the beginning of the year.
Okay.
So that's another thing. Are we thinking down the line, we don't want to play Penn State and North Carolina State in the same year and run the SEC gauntlet? I don't know. It sure seemed to work in 2011 all right, and we played the Big East champ when
in West Virginia.
In West Virginia, when they're still in the Big East.
We played the Pac-12 champ and national championship runner-up in Oregon.
Yeah, beat the pants off of both of them.
Bad. Ran the gauntlet in the SEC. Won the SEC championship.
And let's leave it at that.
And had a very fantastic season.
Yes, we did.
I don't know what happened after that. I think it was to 2012. I think that's what happened. Something happened.
Well, we went 13-0. It was good.
Yeah, we went 13-0. Great season.
It's a good season.
Great season. Tyrann Mathieu does what he wants. He makes interceptions and throws the ball to a referee before he crosses the line, and they call it a touchdown because Tyrann Mathieu does what he wants.
Yes, he did.
Lest we forget that moment.
But I've talked to multiple Georgia fans about that. They said, wouldn't it change the game? They're good people. And that's another thing that ticks me off about the schedule. You tell me I'm not going to be able to go to Athens but once every 12 years?
That sucks.
And they're going to come here every 12 years? Georgia fans are fun. It's a fun trip.
That's another one in Florida's favor. Speaking of Florida's favor, is that Florida-Georgia rivalry, the biggest cocktail party in America. Mm-hmm. That is a huge game. That's like LSU Alabama. That's a slobber knocker.
Yeah.
You know.
And they don't like each other.
No, they don't. Just like we don't like Alabama.
I mean, who does?
The whole state. Anyway. So we'll see.
We shall see.
We'll see how this 6-1-1 plays out for all 14 teams. Let's keep this as unbiased as possible.
Yeah.
For once.
I'm just mad as a season ticket holder. I'm getting ripped off.
I will say one thing. I'm glad we kept our permanent cross-conference rival as Florida.
I do like playing Florida. Now, even if they did the 6-2 format, you'd still play Florida every 3 years, which it would still be often enough for me. But not going to happen.
You might see episode, 55 come from the swamp. Or will we play them at home this year?
No, we play them right after I go on to Auburn.
We play them
Auburn at Florida? We play at Auburn at Florida back-to-back weeks. No bye week.
No bye week at all?
No bye week, back-to-back road games.
Oh, wait. Oh, just no bye week between them.
So we play a defending national runner-up and a Florida team that will be better.
Better. But they're still rebuilding.
They are rebuilding. But
let's see, Matt, what else you got on deck for the first
The only thing we got is actually by fan request. Some people wanted us to go over Extreme Rules coming up this week.
Sunday night.
The old WWE pay-per-view. But I'm going to pull up the card right now. Ryan, did we get any other fan mail?
Not that I know of. I know last night you alerted me that the what you call them, that opening from last night with the kids choir.
Oh yeah, on Raw, dude.
Bray.
Bray Wyatt. John Cena.
These guys need my help as a mental health professional because these guys are twisted. There's something not right with this.
It's pretty sadistic writers.
It's either the writers,
and I kind of like it in a crazy way, just because I'm not taking it serious because I think. But at the same time, I could see a little John Cena, 6-year-old fan watching the show, being like, ooh.
The dark side is strong with this one.
Yeah, but anyway, here's the card. Intercontinental title, you got Big E defending his Intercontinental Championship against the up-and-coming Bad News Barrett.
Big E, defender.
I'll go Bad News Barrett.
Why not?
I think he takes it. Why not?
Why not?
Just do it.
Why not? Uh-oh, what'd you do? Okay.
What is B4-1? A lot of games. Okay, B4 apparently saying a lot of games left in LSU Alcorn State. B4, why are you not watching Tulane and I don't even know who they're playing tonight. They're playing somebody right now. Why are you not watching Tulane?
Is he coming over to the light side? Coming over to the rebel side of the force?
I doubt it.
What's so strong with this?
Let's see. Women's title. Up-and-comer Paige against Tamina Snuka, who's actually the daughter of, remember Jimmy High-Fly Snuka? Way back in the day?
No.
Okay. He's a pretty good guy. Like, this is back in, like, Macho Man, Hogan.
All right. She loses. Paige.
I'm going to go Paige retain. Yeah, Paige retain.
Paige.
Oh, yeah, the new Bulgarian guy, Rusev, taking on Xavier Woods and R-Truth. Yeah, handicap match, Rusev. Nobody really cares about this match. This might be the pee break match.
Right. Somebody give me a beer.
Or beer, yeah. Here's an interesting one. It's a triple threat match with Jack Swagger against the really up and rising Cesaro, and you and I, one of our favorite childhood guys, Rob Van Dam.
RVD.
You going RVD?
RVD.
I'm going to say Cesaro wins just because he's got Paul Heyman in his corner.
I'm the effing show.
RVD.
Bought a shirt like that when I was about 11.
Is that an ECW game?
Yep. Bought it in Thibodeau when ECW came. I went home with it. It didn't make it past the front door.
And then
Twig destroyed it and used it as a laundry rag.
And then Paul Harang's grandpa banned ECW from Thibodeau.
Yes.
True story. Funny story, too.
That he did.
He kind of had a good reason.
Yeah, he did.
Let's see.
I forgot about that.
Good time. And you have Evolution, Triple H, Batista, and Orton against The Shield.
Shield. Wait. Triple H, Batista, and Orton?
Mm-hmm. The old Evolution faction.
No, Evolution. Just because I like Randy Orton.
I'm going to say Evolution as well. I think somehow they're going to cheat.
Oh, yeah. Triple H.
And Triple H, you know, he's got his shovel. He likes to bury it. He likes to bury it. Yeah, it's Triple H. He's not going to lose twice. No. He lost to WrestleMania. Nobody loses twice.
No. Especially not the guy who's married to Vince McMahon's daughter.
True.
No. Somebody probably tried to write him in as losing, and he's going to cheat.
Probably. Speaking of the Psycho match that we were talking about earlier, Bray Wyatt against Jaron Cena. I got Wyatt this time. Cena beat him at WrestleMania.
Yeah, same thing. I don't think he loses twice. I think Bray Wyatt's it's gonna be some sick.
He's got him in the cage too.
Oh, if it's in the cage, it's definitely Bray Wyatt. Sorry, John Cena. Go America, but Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt's American.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's not like the face of American wrestling. John Cena's the face of American wrestling.
He's got the whole world in his hands.
Oh God. Scares the hell out of me.
And of course, for the WWE Heavyweight Championship, Daniel Bryan defends against the Big Red Machine, Kane. I think Bryan escapes in the Extreme Rules match. But
yeah, I think that's the best way to describe it.
I think he survives it.
He escapes. He survives. I don't think Bryan's too big of a face right now. They're not gonna take the belt from him, and they're not gonna give it to Kane if they take it from him.
Right.
If they do take it from him, it'll be somebody like Randy Orton, somebody big heel, not Kane.
Or maybe when Brock Lesnar comes back.
Yeah, something like that, right.
I mean, the guy ended the Undertaker's streak. I'm still in shock.
And sent him to the hospital. Legit sent him to the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Not like they escorted him out in an ambulance and brought him back to the hotel.
No, they had a video of him leaving the hotel actually the next morning. I think TMZ or something.
Like concussion symptoms, right?
Yeah, because they were staying over there at the Royal Sonesta and everything. And you just see him walking out. He's just kind of wobbling, getting onto his legs.
He's toast, man.
Oh, yeah.
Undertaker's like 50.
The fact that he's still surviving a match like that's still pretty impressive.
That I've gotten a fat paycheck and a nice retirement bonus.
I'm sure he's got a lifetime paycheck.
I'm sure he better.
But
he better.
That's all.
I couldn't see you jumping in the ring and doing that. No way.
But that's all the time we have for this week. Next week?
Nope. Oh, not yet. We got one thing.
We got one more thing.
We have an announcement to make.
Ah, yes, we do.
Ryan Blanchard, Kaylee Cardinal. Congratulations, guys.
Come on, you know we had to wait to the end, Blanche.
We kept you on your seat.
It's called a teaser, bro.
Kept you on your seat. Congratulations, guys. For those of y'all who don't know, Ryan and Kaylee have been dating for a while, and Ryan finally decided to, hit the drop to the one knee special and put some ice on her finger and asked her to be his wife. And
he's a loyal viewer. Of course, we're gonna hook him
Of course, she said yes. He's a good dude. He's a good woman. Hopefully, she can put up with his shit for another 50 years. Hopefully.
I guess we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, that's what
But yes, next week on episode 37, NFL Draft Show. Finally gonna talk some more football.
Stick around, and it might take a little while.
But I mean, it's football. We should take a while.
Hell yeah. You see any of the first shows, it took us at least an hour to get everything we wanted to talk about on football.
But hey, people like football. What can I say?
We like football.
We give the people what they want. People wanted Extreme Rules, we gave them Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules. And don't forget, episode 40, coming up should be right around late May, early June. World Cup special. Tune in. Because that'll be going hard for that one.
Oh, yeah. We're talking 1 hour special for that one.
At least
an hour special for it, for sure. And it'll be on Take the Lake. So you liked all those cool graphics you saw last week? You ain't seen nothing yet. Oh, yeah. I didn't do anything. Good night, America.
Shut up, producer. You didn't do anything.
What's he doing now?
He's talking crap about your graphics. Whatever. We have to fire this guy and get a new one. But anyway,
he's just mad that he lost the Los Angeles Clippers.
No. I'll give you a $10 an hour raise. Shut up. Yeah, I didn't think he'd argue.
So that puts him at
$13.
$13, yeah.
He's illegal.
No, he's not. He's totally legal. It's totally legal for business purposes. We are like fair, hiring people.
And we need an LLC.
And equal employment, opportunity
employer,
and all that.
That's it.
He is legit.
His name's Pablo.
And he is legit.
He's my friend.
Yeah, he's all of our friends. He's legit.
I've got the whole world in my hand. All right, I'm done.
Good night, America.
Good night.